That's what. How's everybody doing?
Good. How you doing?
I got any more picks too? Also, so we need the Evo too.
The Evo?
The Evo, yeah.
That is good.
This room is prettier than the others we've been in. The others have been like hospital rooms. I like this one.
We have a technical problem, so maybe we should do a couple questions first. Anybody wants to ask any questions?
Sure. How about Adrian?
Yes.
Go for it.
Billy, I've noticed that you have a real love for language.
Right.
And I love the way you did Melancholy. And I know you're a big fan of the Beatles. I'm wondering if you saw John Lennon's painting of the cauliflower that he did. And I'm also just wondering where your love of language comes from.
Well, I had a grandmother on my father's side, my grandmother Lillian, who's still alive actually. She's going to be 101 in December, which is pretty amazing. She loved to read, and so I think at a very young age she instilled. I started reading really, really young, yeah, I think it was one of those things, like for many people, books were like an escapist thing when I was a kid. You know, if I could get my nose into a book, it was like it kind of shut all the BS out. I mean, even now I still read a lot because like we're stuck on a plane or in an airport, just to be able to go somewhere in your mind and kind of push all that out. So, but to talk about Melancholy in specific, I remember it was kind of funny because I was on sort of a self-improvement kick at that point, and I remember reading a lot of Shakespeare. And you know, I have found that when I'm writing, if I'm reading great writing, it elevates my language capacity, and it also makes me kind of aspire. It's similar to music. Sometimes, if I'm trying to write a good song, if I listen to somebody like Bob Dylan, I think I can do better. It's aspirational in a sense of like reminding myself of where the bar is. And I always tell musicians, particularly, I'm really suspicious of, like, you should never think, well, you know, we're better than the other band in town. You should always look at the highest height that you can think of and set yourself against that, so you're always pushing or pulling forward against something that you know to be great. And we talk about that all the time. I mean, we think we're pretty good guitar players, but like we had Eddie Van Halen in the dressing room the other night, and that's like, what I'm saying, it's like, we both grew up on Eddie's music. I mean, that's somebody, it's like, we could practice a million years and never play as good as Eddie. But it actually motivates us. It doesn't discourage us to be like, well, it actually goes, well, I gotta be better. And just never get a big head in that way, so I think it's good. Okay, so we can play rock now. Play something. Don't forget that's gotta be on okay. Chris Grattan, Pumpkins.
Chris Grattan, everybody.
Deadhead.
Amen.
Oh, yeah. All right. Oh, no working. Oh, there was. Cool.
Welcome.
Yeah, right, welcome. Welcome. This is, you know when I'm talking. This song called There It Goes.